morning, students. Today again we are going to revise conservation of momentum. In the previous class, previous period, we gave some information about conservation of momentum. Again I want to revise a little bit. So let us see this one. There are two bodies are there. Here is one body. The body mass is equal to m1 and the body is moving with the speed is equal to u1. There is another body. This body mass is m2. This object mass is m2. It is moving. Velocity is now you know that there is a momentum. Here the momentum of this object is equal to m1 object is equal to m1 into u1. You know that momentum is the mass into velocity. Momentum is equal to mass into speed. Velocity is called momentum. So according to that, first body momentum is equal to m1 u1. For the second body momentum is equal to m2 u. This is the momentum. So these two objects are moving and after traveling certain distance they collide. The two objects are collide each other. Collide each other. M1 and M2 collide each other. After collision, this is called collision. Collision means they are striking with one another. After collision, M1 body is moving. This is M1 body is moving with a speed v1, and M2 object is moving with a speed v2. Now observe this. After collision of these two objects, these are the object collision, then the momentum of the first object is equal to m1 v1. Momentum of the second object is equal to m2 v2. So for the first object, before collision, the momentum is m1 u1. After collision, m1 v1. So there is a change in the momentum. And yet the second object before collision, momentum is m2 u2. After collision, m2 v2, because the speed changes after collision. In the first case, the after collision speed is increased, and for the second case, after collision speed is decreased generally. So the product remains constant. So let us see the change in the momentum. So change in momentum of the first object is equal to m1 v1 plus minus m1 u1. Yes, change in momentum of the second object is equal to m2 v2 minus m2 u. This is the change in momentum. So total momentum before collision, that is v1 plus v2 is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2. This is the total collision before the total momentum before the collision. So total momentum after collision. Total momentum after collision. How much is there? V1 plus V2 is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 E2. This is the total after collision. So, according to the conservation of momentum, conservation of momentum, conservation of momentum, the total momentum before collision, after collision remains same. That is, means here is saying M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2. These two values are equal because so the lower velocity body increased, higher velocity body decreased, the product remains constant. Therefore, the momentum is conserved. The momentum is said to be conserved. So, second part, change in momentum. Let us see the next part here. So the change in momentum remains constant. The change in momentum remains constant means, so you can find that the force acting before and after remains constant. Hence you can say rate of change of momentum net force is equal to rate of change in momentum. Rate of change in momentum, that is called rate of change in momentum, is called net force. So therefore, net force is equal to change in momentum by time. So that time remains same for the two bodies. So we can write this change in movement of the first body, change in movement of the first body by time is equal to net force of the first object, net force of the first, change in movement of the second object. So delta P2 by T is equal to net force of the second object, net force of the second object. So here you can find that one. That means the rate of change of momentum. The rate of change of momentum here is a. What is the change in momentum of first body is equal to, what is change means, M1 V1 minus M1 U1 by delta T. So change in moment of the second body. What is change in second body is a M2 V2 minus M2 U2 by T. So the time remains same for the two objects. Time remains equal for the two objects. So then after the solving this problem, we can find total. What about the total value? M1 U1 plus so from this equation we find total movement before the reaction. What is the total movement before the reaction is M1 U1 plus M2 U2 by is equal to m2 v2 plus m1 v. So the total moment before the collision is this much, and total moment after the collision is much. This is before collision, and this is after collision. Before collision and after collision. So what is the conclusion here? From the above equation we can observe that the total momentum is unchanged. Means the total momentum remains constant. So before collision is this much, after collision is this much, but the total value before how much momentum is there, after collision is the same momentum. Means the momentum is unchanged. The momentum is unchanged. So therefore the moment is said to be conserved. So according to law of conservation of momentum states that, according to law of conservation of momentum states that in the absence of net external force, means externally no force acting on the objects, and the momentum of the system remains unchanged. If the net external force is not acting on the objects, if the objects are naturally colliding, then the total moment before collision equal to the total momentum after the collision. Therefore, the momentum is unchanged. It is conserved. The momentum is said to be conserved. So this is the conclusion. The system is said to be isolated when not external force acting on the collision. So this colliding, if the net external force not acting on the colliding objects, so this collision is called, the system is means the colliding system is called isolated system. Isolated system is not acting the external force, no net external force acting. Net external force zero, net external force is zero, not acting, then it is called isolated system. Why does a pole valet jumper land on thick mat of the foam? So let us see another concept. So understand here, no net force acting on a system, then the colliding system is called isolated system. First point. Second point, if the no net force acting on this colliding system, there is no change in the momentum before and after collision. Before and after collision, no change in the momentum. That is the, so the law of conservation of mass states that what is stated, in the absence of net force acting on a system, the momentum is unchanged, the moment is said to be conserved. So this is called law of conservation of momentum. Next, another concept, let us see. Impulse. So now let us see the impulse. What is meant by impulse? What is meant by impulse? Impulse means when a force acting certain time, it means when some net force acting on a system certain interval of time, the object is experiencing some effect. It is getting some effect. It has some experience. So that experience generally we are calling impulse. So generally a soft and more cushioned landing surface provides a greater stopping distance. So when I suppose here is given example is given yes, a pole valet jumper. A pole valet jumper land on thick mat foam. Why? So a pole valet jumper is taking a long stick. Just with the help of the stick, he is jumping very high altitude and again crossing the boundary, crossing the barrier. Then he is falling down. While falling down, just he want to try to fall on a cushion. Why? Because when he fall on a cushion, the body moves downward direction through the cushion, so that the time will be increased. The effect of the force on the body is decreased. If the time is not increased, effect of force is increased. If a time is increased, effect of force is decreased. So for that, he tried to jump and fall on a cushion. So let us see. So the cushion provides the cushion landing surface. The cushion landing surface provides greater stopping distance. Greater stopping distance. Suppose your cushion is there. When you fall on it, cushion is bending like this. So when bending like this, it gives more distance to travel. So the time will be increased. So stopping distance increased. Because of the longer time takes to stop. That's why it takes more time to stop. So when you fall on the surface cushion, the cushion is a flexible bends down. When it bends down, what happens? The distance is increased. So the time is increased. So because of increasing time, effect of the force on the body is decreased. So now next one. In a cricket match, so a fielder, while catching the ball, he pulls back. While catching the ball, when that ball is catch enter into his hands, then he is moving hands to the more just move some more distance, pulls back his hands while catching a fast moving cricket ball. While catching a fast moving cricket ball, he is moving his hands somewhat backward direction. Why? So here are same thing. When the hands moves backward direction, the distance will be increased. That takes more time. In that more time, the force is acting on the hand is decreased. The effect of the force is decreased. So to decrease its velocity, to decrease the means to stop the cricket ball, the hands are moving backward direction. So the distance will be increased. So the ball gets stopped, takes more time. Thus, the rate of change of moment will be less. The rate of change of moment will be less, so that force of impact of the ball on hands will be reduced. So the force impact on the hand reduced just by increasing the distance, so that increasing the time. So effect of the movement means change in momentum decreases. So the rate of change of momentum will be less. The rate of change, because time is increased, distance is. So the rate of change of momentum will be less, so that the force of impact of the ball on the hands will be reduced. That is the reason. So we express the second law. So net force is equal to rate of change of momentum. So the rate of change of momentum is net force. This is the net force is equal to change in momentum by change in time. So if the time is increased, what happens? The net force is decreased. Net force is decreased. So in the momentum, when the distance is increased, change in momentum is also decreased. So we can find the net force depends on change in momentum and time. If change in momentum increases, the change in momentum increases, what happens? the change in momentum increases, what happens? The effect of the net force increases. If the change in time is increased, what happens? The net force is decreased. Understand here? So the net force is directly proportional to the change in momentum and inverse to the time. If the net force increases, if the change in momentum increases, the net force is increasing at a constant time. If the change in momentum is constant, if the time interval is increased, then the net force is decreased. So like this, so when a man jumped on a cushion, what happens? The distance is increased, the momentum is decreased. Change in momentum is decreased and time is increased. Momentum is decreased, time is increased. Therefore, the net force is decreased. The impact of the net force decreases. The impact of the net force decreases. So now let us see. From this equation you can say that the product of net force and the interaction time is called impulse. Now what is impulse? Impulse means, see this one from this equation, net force into time is equal to impulse. It is called impulse. Means what? Impulse is called. So the product of net force and time, interaction time, that is what time is there? Interaction time is called impulse of the net force. Impulse of the net force. So the product of the net force and interaction time is called impulse of net force. Impulse of net force. Impulse of net force. Impulse is equivalent to the change in momentum. Impulse is means when the change in momentum is increasing, interaction time is not changing, then the net force increasing, then what happens? Impulse of net force also increasing. Suppose if the change in momentum is not changing, remains constant, time is increased, then what happens? The net force is decreasing, so then the impulse of net force is also less. Understand clearly? So we can reduce the impulse by increasing the time. By increasing the time. You understand here? So impulse is equivalent to the change in momentum that an object experiences during an interaction. When the object experiences some interaction, impulse equivalent to what? Change in momentum. If the change in momentum is decreases, what happens? The impulse of net force is decreasing. For example, forces exerted over the limited time are called impulsive force. So the force, the force exerted, the force acting over a limited time. So the force acting on an object in a limited time is called impulsive force. Impulsive force or force of impulse. Of a magnitude of the impulse. Magnitude of the impulsive force is so large that its effect appreciable even though its duration is short. So let us observe this one. Once again, listen. Force exerted over a limited time are called impulsive force. The magnitude of the impulsive force is so large. The magnitude impulsive force is so large that it is affects the appreciable. It is appreciable even though its duration is short. So let us say this one. So here, how do you explain this one? Dropping an egg. Suppose here an egg is dropping. There is an egg. There are two eggs are there. Just here is a. This is called concrete floor, and this is called cushion. Spondylate happens when the egg falls on this concrete floor? The egg breaks. Why the egg breaks? Because the impact of the impulsive force is high. So the effect of the net force is high, is greater. So the impulse of force, net force is high. Therefore, the egg breaks. But in this case, what happens? The egg when fall down, it is moving some more distance. So here the distance is increased. Time is increased. Time is increased. By distance is increased. Distance is increased. So the impulse is. So what about change in momentum is? Change in momentum is decreased. When change in momentum decreases, effect of the net force is decreasing. So the egg is not breaking. The egg is not breaking. So say what changes we observe here? When we drop the egg on a concrete floor, it will break. When the egg fall on a concrete floor, the egg breaks. Why? Because, so here the reason is because a large force act on the egg. The large force act on, because the change in momentum is high. The change in momentum is high. Therefore, the egg breaks. The impulsion of net force is high. So therefore, you can write change in momentum is equal to net force. Here the net force is high into time. Time is constant. Change in time is constant. Net force is high according to this equation. But in this case, distance is increased. Change in momentum is decreased. Therefore, the net force decreased. So in this case, change in momentum is equal to net force into change in time. Here the time is increased. When the time is increased in the net force, change in momentum is decreased. So therefore you can write here the effect of the net force. So the impulse here is less. So here the impulse is more. When the impulse of the net force is more, the egg breaks. When the impulse of the net force is less, by increasing the time, the egg is not breaking. So when we drop the egg on a cushioned pillow, it does not break because smaller force act on the egg for long time. So when the time interval is increased by pressing the egg to the cushion, so therefore the effect of the net force less, means smaller force acting on the egg. So even if the change in moment is the same in both the cases, magnitude of net force is different. Here change in momentum, here what is change in, here the change in momentum is equal. Here the product remains constant. Here the net force is more, time interval is less. Here the net force is less, time interval is more. So the change in momentum remains constant. Though the change in momentum is constant, but here the effect of the net force is more on the egg, so the egg breaks. Here because of increasing time interval, the net force is less. Therefore, the effect of the net force is less on the egg, the impulse is less. So this is the reason the egg is not breaking when it falls on the cushion. So the egg is breaking when it falls on the concrete floor. So why does the fielder catch a moving cricket ball by pulling back his arms while catching? We did already here. So when he moves the hand to the backward direction, the distance will be increased. The time is also increased. When the time increases to stop the ball, what happens? Change in momentum is decreases. Change in momentum decreases. So if the change in momentum remains constant, but the time is increased. Time is increased. Therefore, the effect of the net force is decreased. The effect of the net force on the hand is decreased. That is the reason. So now let us see this example. Okay, I will continue this tomorrow in the next period.